Mongeau, I don't know what she's apologizing for. This is my first reaction watching this video. Here's the thing. I used to work with /for Tana Mongeau back in her bleach and tone days, back when she first released her bleach and tone merch. I had her phone number at one point, and we would like talk back and forth because I worked for this this print company. It was like Ambitious Custom Prints, and that was her first like launch when she had just hit like 100,000 subscribers. I don't know, I've always been like a fan of Tana. She's always been like she always cares about like her fans. She does really care about, like, I don't obviously like keep up with her too much anymore, but like back in the day when I first discovered her and also like watched her videos, it was very clear to see she really cared about her fans, cared about her success, cared about like being on her grind. She was always super nice, super polite, super awesome, but I don't know what this is about, so we're gonna see. Let's go.
For how long this video has taken. There is no excuse, reason, or thing I could say to make that okay, and I want to take full accountability for that. However, I understand that my actions, even over the past few weeks, have not been hand in hand with accountability, and that's a journey that I am beginning with this video. I also understand with the white privilege that I possess, I have no right to ask or expect forgiveness from anyone that I have hurt with my actions. Over the past few months, I have seen the explosive effects of what running from your problems can do and how many people you can hurt by doing that. But I'm aware that making this video about my emotions would do nothing but be another selfish and careless action and further the problem.
Okay, now my first question would be, I know in the past she got in trouble for saying some out of line things. Is this okay? All right, we're just okay.
From the bottom of my heart for being such a big part of canceled culture for the entirety of my career. I don't deserve a platform if I continue to act in such a gaslighting and irresponsible manner, and I'm so sorry for how long I've done that. I could sit here and blame it on the people I watched or the people that raised me or the advice that I chose to take, but at the end of the day, I chose to take those paths. I chose to only listen to yes people. I chose to idolize people.
Yeah, drama aside, I love the look. I know that this video is not about it, but I'm just saying, from like her bleach and tone days to now, like, holy shit, go off.
That taught me the complete wrong way to handle the responsibility of this platform, and it breaks my heart that it took me getting to 22 years old to realize that. With that being said, I want to express my utter disgust with every single apology.
Now, okay, so someone in the chat says, is it bad that I'm thinking who wrote this for her? Tana has always been very, you know, animated. She explains things very in depth. Even back, I mean, back in like her way old story time videos, this is sit down Tana, this is her, this is like, did she? Yeah. I mean, her story times were always like well put together. They had jump cuts, they had scenes. Like, I don't know if those were like planned beforehand or she would read off something, but, and we don't know how long it took her to film this video, or she probably was collecting her thoughts to make a video like this, because in her situation, she has made a couple of these videos, you know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't like her first rodeo kind of thing, so she's got to make sure she has her shit together in these videos, because if she were to get on here and start crying and blabbering and, you know, stuff like that, then people would be like, oh my god, this is so fake, like she doesn't know what she's talking about. But I don't know. Let's keep watching. I'll shut up.
Video I've ever made. I'm sorry for uploading them, I'm sorry for defending them, and I'm sorry for putting them out to such a huge audience. One thing I've learned over this time is the undeniable responsibility that goes hand in hand with a platform of this size. I am so sorry for ever thinking I could possess all that I have without acknowledging the extreme responsibility that comes with it. I had every single resource to change, and I am so sorry for choosing the wrong route every single time. I have so much work to do on myself to become a better person, and I intend on showing you that with action, education, and time.
Right, Roxy, my question still is this her apology video for saying what she said years ago? I don't know. Why is she making this video, not like right now in a sense, but like, I don't know, wasn't this supposed to be addressed like earlier? I'm just confused a little bit. I'm confused on what she's apologizing for in this video, because she's made quite a few like explaining type of video for things. I'm not exactly sure what she did. I think it's for saying some racial slurs in the past. So yeah.
again versus what I could do to become a person that people actually like. I see so clearly now the microaggressions and terrible values that I was enveloped in for 15 years of my life. I see so clearly now the problem with the things I grew up thinking were funny and the sense of humor I developed. I now realize that the content I put out into the world and who I am has the ability to aid in
I guess one of my questions is, why is she feeling so, I mean, maybe she's grown as a person. Like, why is she feeling so heavy on this now with like the past 3 years? Like, she didn't feel like, I guess, I don't know. I guess it's a thing with like growth and like growing up as a person. But like, she's like, well, I did what I did in the past, you know, moving forward, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to feel about this video yet. I still don't know. I don't know.
Tried to help me during that time and I chose to look the other way. I'm sorry. Especially Colin Berry. I am so sorry. You truthfully tried and you would have saved me a whole lot of hell had I listened to you, and I want you to know that I know that and I live with that. Next, I want to apologize for every single one of my past tweets. They were incredibly prejudiced, racist, homophobic, and unfunny. It shows how much hate was so clearly inside of me that I thought it was okay, even at that time, to write that out and put that out into the world. And then every time I spoke about my past, I pandered, I deflected, I made excuses, and I was so much more of a piece of shit. And it's crazy that I was trying to convince people I'd grown. And that is exactly how I should have apologized anytime anyone ever questioned my past.
Yeah, I don't know who Colin is, and I don't know what Colin said to Tana. I don't know what advice Colin would have given her to where it would have been like a huge life transforming thing. I feel like I would like to know more about that.
Was to have said that at that time, but then every time I would apologize, it would be in a way that was so pandering and deflecting. It would discredit everything I had to say, and it's so sad that I was so fucking stupid and couldn't realize that.
Okay. How? I don't know. So how are we supposed to know? How are we supposed to trust that she means it this time, that she really is changed? Like, I feel like it's, I mean, with these like YouTubers and stuff, they can sit here and say all this stuff, but like, you can say all this, and then what? Like, I don't know. Like, how are we supposed to trust her? Or how are we supposed to believe her, kind of thing? I don't know.
Sprinkling in random acts of justice.
Like, why should we trust her now? Why should we believe her now?
You cannot cover up years of damage and being a hurtful person with a cardboard sign and a fucking Twitter name. And again, the fact that it took me this moment in time to realize that is so sad. I can never even fully resonate with the pain and anger people must have felt seeing that. I have always only judged people based on the content of their character and not the color of their skin. But for so long, I thought that was enough, and I realize now that that is not enough in any way. But if a person of color feels that your actions were racist or you said something that was racist, it is about holding yourself accountable and expressing to people that you are wrong and you are sorry, and that is not who you are. Next, I want to address the Colin Berry and Simply Nessa situations. Once again, the amount of time this has taken is completely inexplicable.
I have no idea about any of this. I don't, what she's about to talk about, outsider looking in, I have no fucking clue. So let's go.
Usable, and I take full accountability for that. I let my anger, ego, and pride stop me from doing what was right. And in turn, I hurt and let down and made so many people feel unheard, including Colin, Nessa, and all of their fans. And for that, I am so, so sorry. I didn't know what microaggression was and never bothered to educate myself or see any of the validity in the things that were being brought to light before my eyes, because I was so convinced that I simply wasn't a racist person and had nothing to learn.
Yeah, she is the person who married Jake Paul for newcomers coming in. Yes. Okay, let's go on.
I chose every single time to take the narcissistic route, to denote that I was a good person and I simply wasn't racist, and that's just how things were. And looking back, that is so incredibly microaggressive. The way that I must have hurt him with my actions time and time again is so incredibly microaggressive, and that is not a person that I ever want to be.
Ooh, Steve says, so branding it as microaggression seems to downplay her actions, question mark? Ooh. All right.
And who was I at that time to be writing off anyone as annoying or not a good person? I was so uneducated and had no right to be shaping or in charge of anyone else. And for that, I take full accountability. And I'm still sorry. I've apologized for that. I obviously realized that very soon into the trash. In my power to see, you just smile. When it comes to the Nessa situation, I feel that it is more complicated, and that is definitely one of the reasons that it has taken me so long to address this, because I haven't really known what to say. I truly feel that Nessa and I had a lot of personal conflict that we were fighting just as catty teenagers who are 16 and in high school would. At that time, the average 16-year-old girl is going in and out of friendships, is meeting people she doesn't like, is not getting along with people, and that is truly, even to this day, when I look back at the Nessa situation, how I see it. Regardless, I need to be a good example to my followers, and if this person is accusing me of microaggression, I need to hold myself fully accountable and apologize for ever making her feel that way, and let you know that I'm not going to act in that manner in any way for the entirety of my life.
Chat, fill me in. Who is Nessa? Is she a TikToker? Is Nessa actually 16? And if she is 16, why is Tana how old? Listen. If Nessa is 16, why are you okay? What? Huh?
Lastly, I want to apologize to each and every one of my fans for letting you down. People have really been referencing this time as the time they chose to unstan, or the time I was canceled for good. But I look back at my values across so many of the things I was doing for the entirety of my YouTube career, and this time has made me realize how skewed they have been all along. And so I know now that when I say things related to my upbringing, I'm not saying them in any type of victimizing way or pity party way, because you should not feel sorry for a 22-year-old who has chosen to not help themselves for so long, you know?
Chat. What do we think? Sean says that was so corny. Okay, yeah, I definitely feel like I'm almost like watching like a commercial, or like she's almost like she's like at this podium like giving this speech, you know what I mean? Like it seems very Tia said I'm bored. We only have a couple minutes left. Let's go through the video.
This is my last apology video ever, and I am so sorry for the fucking hell I have put you through with these over the past few years. I don't care if I'm starting every vlog with what I did wrong in the last one and how I'm going to be better in the future ones, and what I'm gonna do right now with my platform to try to make up for my mistake. I refuse to run.
Okay, here's my thing. If she's so, I don't deserve this platform, I should have been better, I need to make it up, like I would like to see her take a step back from YouTube for a minute, from the social media, because if she just, you know, uploads another video a couple days later afterwards of like some like vlog or some funny thing, like I feel like that just takes away her whole message right here. Because if I'm comparing this to like the Jenna Marbles thing, I don't know, with Jenna Marbles' apology video, I don't think Jenna Marbles should have disappeared like she did. I feel like if anyone, there's a lot of other YouTubers that should have taken a step back from the industry rather than Jenna. But in this situation, I don't know. Let's see.
While I've worked on ridding so much hatred inside myself, and I know I'm not 2013 Tana, it is so apparent to not only me but all of you that I have a lot more deep-rooted growing to do as a person. What I can assure you is that every single day I'm taking active measures such as therapy, education, and assessing the character of not only myself but everyone I am surrounding myself with in order to grow and become a better person.
Okay, Steve says, hold up, 2013 Tana, so this toxic behavior has been going on for 7 years. So Tana has been in quite a few scandals, I guess to call them, with like, you know, the past couple years. As she got bigger, she got into quite a couple scandals. I guess she's now just tying all of these together of that's who I was. I'm not gonna be it's sounding like she is wanting to say she doesn't want to be problematic anymore, but it also almost seems like forced at this point. Like if she doesn't like change something or try to get some of that like pure audience back, I feel like she thinks she's going to go downhill instead of continuing to be successful, if that makes sense. So
starting this chapter by donating to the charities that are listed on the screen and linked below, going out and registering to vote and voting for Joe Biden, and encouraging each and every one of you, if you are able, to be a part of the change that is so desperately needed in America right now. Everything that every single one of us young people do is incredibly critical to our future. Even taking the spotlight off of everything that is going on and talking about myself and what's going on in my life for the past 25 minutes is still not okay. From this point on, I will be using my voice to urge each and every one of you watching and following me to join me in voting to get Trump out of office. The things that he is doing every single day are so incredibly inhumane, and I want to use my voice and platform to let every single one of you know that if you are watching this, that you have a choice to help our future be better, and I want to start by doing that. Thank you for watching.
all right, my reaction is from like a super like, not like outsider, but also like I don't keep up with this stuff a lot. How are we supposed to know this is genuine? Like, how are we supposed to know she's really changed? How are we supposed to trust at this point? Schuster also brought up a good point earlier about, I feel like everyone gets flamed for these apology videos. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know. All right, so I'm reading my chat right now. Tia said earlier, it sucks because she might actually be serious and actually apologizing, but since it took so long, it just doesn't seem real or sincere. And that is true. Yes, I agree with that 100%. Super said, I have no background of any of this, and it was clearly polished by a PR team, but instead of being horribly cynical like most people, I'm going to be hopeful that she uses whatever large platform she has to try to make positive changes for our society, because we need some. True. True. JRV says, how did she make a 14-minute apology video? And I'm still confused on what she was trying to apologize for. Like, she was so repetitive. Steve says, the question I have is, what has she done after this video to redeem herself? Which is a really good question, because I don't know. But Jeffrey says, I feel like these videos are just for views, which is sad. And that's like another thing too. It's like, people want a sit down video. People want this like apology video. It's so like wishy-washy of like all that kind of stuff. So, because I've seen her like go to Twitter before, like I've seen her go to like Instagram stories before, and then like, you know, you got the YouTube apology videos, and hopefully she walks the walk with the talk she just did for 14 minutes in that video. So I am curious to see what her next moves are moving forward with her platform, with her voice, with everything like that. So we shall see. Roxy says, if you are going to say sorry for something, know what you are talking about. For one, there are so many things in that video she said that she doesn't even know or have knowledge. I don't know. I'm not saying more on this. All right. Y'all want to play some Among Us?